Yo, world. Welcome to Unspoken Conversations podcast by three ordinary kings. It's your boy, D'Angelo.
John.
Darrow.
And we just gonna go ahead and slide into the nitty gritty, baby. We're gonna get right into the conversation. Since we in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge, BR.
You know,
Ratchet City.
we gonna represent for Baton Rouge. The topic of conversation we gonna talk about is first. Ladies and gentlemen, what do y'all think about Lil Boosie situation with him and his youngest son? Did y'all hear about that?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it, a little brief,
Did you hear about that, Darryl?
I heard a little song, hey. I just heard that little head never hurt nobody, though.
I mean, I understand a little head never hurt nobody, but, I mean, was it two consensual adults? I mean, it was a 12-year-old involved, so,
Really?
Yeah, I heard Boosie let his 12-year-old son get topped off by a grown adult. So,
Okay, see, I kind of heard it floating around, I didn't really chime in too much on it and lock in on it, but I did kind of hear what was going on. So as you said, he let his 12-year-old son have sexual relations with a older one. A grown one. Okay. It's not an older one. A grown. Okay.
A grown tell woman.
Grown. All right.
Grown like us grown.
Hey, but I mean, hey, if you gonna do it, you might as well do it right. Go ahead and get somebody this experience.
I mean, yeah, I understand it, and coming on. I mean, everybody got different backgrounds. I know I started late, but most of my friends started 11 to 12, so this round about
That's a good point.
That's the same age that everybody really starts to experience stuff.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But I don't think I jumped off the porch that early, I don't think I jumped.
My friends, wow. Y'all a different breed.
Well, yeah, I do understand, the fact of him, being the father, having the authority to do so, the right on privilege to do so, because that is his child. That is his seed. And that's his choice that he wanted to make to allow his son to have that advantage and privilege to experience that.
Yeah, exactly.
Should something happen later on.
But I mean, I guess from an ethical or moral standpoint, it's still kind of somewhat, if you look at the
rape.
it's against the law. You know what I'm saying?
Statutory rape,
So I mean, so as a parent, it's your responsibility, to try to build. Well, not necessarily build, but try to lead your child into the right way. You know what I'm saying? Not breaking laws, and just even though he didn't do any harm to anybody, it's still one of them situations though.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but so I got a question for y'all. How do y'all feel that it's gonna affect him in the later, the long run? When it comes down to him dating and females that's actually his age. Is he gonna pursue the older woman, or is he how do you think that's gonna affect him?
Oh man,
that's tough.
I mean, to be honest, man, you heard the stories about some of your homeboys, they sucker for heads, so you know what I'm saying? And they older and they kind of have maturity, so you have this 12-year-old that's experiencing something that I guess it just depends on your maturity level, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, even though you're grown, your maturity's still not there, still.
That's true.
Everybody develops at a different rate of speed.
It's that, and then man, the right one gets you to do some crazy things.
Sucker for love. Sucker for love, man. So
sucker for love, huh?
So yeah, that's crazy. But I don't know what you're doing, Boosie. But I mean, I understand. But I
mean, I'm gonna say this. I don't have any sons or daughter yet.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna tell anybody else how to
raise
their child.
Right.
But I don't know. In my opinion, I don't know. I don't think I would have started that early. I do get the point of allowing your child to to bring that to them to have that experience. But I don't know about that early.
Yeah. I think
it's still a little wet behind the ears, man.
A lot of wet. You still got Similac on your breath, like the old people used to tell you.
Exactly.
I still smell the Similac on your breath. So I mean, so let's dive right on in. So pretty much based off that, let's talk about expectations versus reality. because a lot of times, in relationships, we have expectations that exceed the reality of the situation. So I mean, let's chime on in. What y'all think about? I've been in situations where it's been like horrible. Like they basically expect me to be super boyfriend. Like I mean, like
oh man. So my number one rule is.
So we narrowed it down to in relationships.
My number one rule is never fall for the first impression. A chick would never, or a dude in that case, like nobody would ever show you like that side of them that just like they feel with like running you off like or quote unquote the crazy side, which is
everybody got a
crazy side.
Everybody has a crazy side. You know, it depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Certain people react a certain way.
Trigger.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, I hate sitting in traffic. You know, I'll probably be but you know, like everything else probably would never bother me. Like nothing else bothers me. But you
everybody
know,
got their own triggers.
Yeah. So as far as
shout out to Janelle Aiko. But yeah, everybody got their own triggers. So what affects you might affect me. Like traffic. Traffic don't bother me. I'll be asleep. I'll be on my music. But I see people that's just like flipping you off and doing all kind of stuff.
Exactly. So I mean, so like that's why I say I never like just fall for a first impression. You know what I'm saying? Because that expectation that you have of like of that first conversation of just getting to know somebody is like wow, yes. My favorite color is red. You know, it's like not serious questions. You know what I'm saying? It's just like those questions.
It's mediocre
like
stuff.
Yeah. So, but you know what I'm saying? But like that's just the first date, first conversation, you know, just
you still basically laying the foundation. So D, what's some problems that you encountered, especially when it comes down to expectations versus reality?
Oh shoot! Where you want to start, bro?
Man, wherever you want to start, man.
Man, I mean, cause that's like a widespread, it's kind of topic right there,
All right, let me narrow it down for you then.
Okay, give me one, Daryl.
Okay, so expectation versus reality. Like, how y'all feel about like a chick having it in their head like they marrying at this particular time? You know, like you have 3 years to date me before you need to propose and before we need to be married and before we need to boom boom.
See on the time clock.
Yeah, like so expectation versus reality. The expectation is just 3 years. But the reality of it is
it just don't end up.
And then like this at the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? It's like can we get some months in before we start planning this?
I've dealt with that, but because I typically date older. Like I usually date between the 3 or 4 years older than me range because usually like we get along better. So, but my problem that I've encountered with dating older is that they're pressed to have kids. I'm not in a rush to have kids, so they basically hit me with this time clock.
Biological time clock.
I need you to go on and do stuff. So I'm like, man, I know people who've had kids way up in their 40s and the kids are healthy. Like I've heard, I haven't done my research on it. Like the older you are, the more intelligent your child is. So I'm like, why not? Like that's an advantage that.
But I get it. Normally, in society, most women will relate that age with in the time that their sand grain is ticking away.
Yeah.
So
but
I guess.
Don't have time to
So yeah. So I guess my question would be like, as far as expectations versus reality go, is it based on like your compass as far as like what you see, or is it like society norm? Because I mean, like
that's what it is. That's the question.
You know what I'm saying? Like at our age, we. Like I guess like right now, at our age, everybody getting engaged and getting married, and like it's like boom, boom, boom.
A lot of society's norms has been crumbling apart, especially in 2020.
Yeah.
We can definitely see that a lot of everything has been exposed. So so it's kind of tricky to still grasp or hold on to norms or something that's kind of outdated. You're trying to use old, outdated methods for your new lifestyle, and that don't work. That doesn't mix. So.
So I'm guessing no traditional wedding.
I mean, like, of course, I like the traditional weddings, but like when it comes down to certain norms that like society tries to influence you on, like you really don't have to abide by society, like But let's get back to expectations versus reality. Like I just feel like, as far as like if we go talk about relationships, basically there shouldn't be like, okay, I'm gonna hold you to these. Like I understand having expectations, but make sure they're realistic. Right. Don't basically be like, okay, I'm dating you this first week. I expect you to go buy me a diamond necklace or something like that. Like sometimes I'm gonna say females, but men have the same, expectations when it comes down to things like sex and other things that the female might not be comfortable with. But like you really have to just let the nature flow, like nature, to run its course. You can't basically force stuff to happen, because when you force stuff to happen, like I'm a firm believer, like if you basically build a solid foundation in your relationship, everything else will fall into place. Because I feel like the older you get, things like superficial things like sex and the materialistic stuff, that's gonna fade away. But if you haven't built like that genuine friendship and bond, like what do you have? Because once the other stuff fall away, what you gonna do? Y'all gonna hate each other?
It's gonna break apart. It's gonna crumble apart because it's not real. It's not authentic.
Exactly.
It's gonna fall apart. That's what's gonna happen, bro.
Exactly. So I mean, Chimmy, what's y'all experiences with that? Like, what have y'all dealt with as far as like unrealistic expectations?
But you know what? I try my best to avoid that by sitting back and being more patient with it, not trying to rush into things. Sometimes we get so locked into our emotions and we want to act on things and we want to jump into relationships or pressure to have a baby or put that tight on it. When really all in all, you need to take some time, pump your brakes, and get to know each other like you said. Become friends with each other. Actually learn
about the other person.
About the other person, like Adero was saying, learn that color. I know it's draining, and it's so tough to want to have to start over every time I do the same thing to the next person and the next person. This don't work. The next person, it don't work this time. The next person, I know it gets tiring, but we have to be patient. And through my years, experience, I've learned that you have a better result if you be a little patient. Because if you rush in there, we all know what happens when you rush into things.
Man, I know it oh too well, man, because I've rushed into a lot of stuff, man, that I should have taken my time on. And then, like, I rush into it, things break down, unrealistic expectations. But because I've invested so much time, finances, and other stuff, like, my time is valuable. So I've invested so much stuff in it. It's like I don't want to let it go, but sometimes you just gotta wash your hands with it.
You have to let it go,
bro. Like I guess that's like my biggest issue is like just being worried that like your time being wasted. You know what I'm saying? Because like money, gifts, and like you can make that shit replaceable. Whatever, boom, you can have it. But as far as
time. Take your time.
I wasted 10 months of my life on you. Like, I don't want to basically start over with somebody else and have to, like, basically
have to relearn everything.
And now everybody bitter and frustrated.
Then everybody just different. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same way that you treated one person, you can't treat it like,
everybody's different. Everybody has a different genetic makeup. They receive things. Exactly. Everybody has a different love language. That's been basically a
love language.
Love language. Have y'all actually had that test?
Man, you know what? I think I can't even remember, so I'm not gonna give my.
So I guess that's gonna be your test for the next podcast.
We gonna see what D's love language is. So
everybody gonna do the love language.
Ladies, if you listen and know, find out what D's love language is.
Hey,
everybody gonna do it.
Everybody
gonna do it.
I done it, but I do it again because as time goes on, people change. Different. So yeah, we could definitely we could do that for the next one. But so let's get into D and Darryl. Give me 3 expectations that are realistic that you have. Give me 3 that are unrealistic.
Oh man,
what are you basing this on, bro?
Wow. Okay, so
we talk about relationships. So
we're still on the context of relationship. Okay.
And then we'll branch out a little bit.
All right.
Oh man, so I guess my 3 expectations that I expect in a relationship after having conversations, like after we have conversations, dating and all that, is consideration. You know, like everybody's gonna make mistakes, everybody's not perfect, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things you just gonna have to sit down and like when somebody tell you, you know, like, hey, I don't like it when this happens, you know, just be considerate enough to understand it, listen to it, and try, you know, to adjust. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge one for me. I guess, you know, like patience. Hey, everybody gonna have good days, everybody gonna have bad days. You know, so you know, sometimes when I get off work or you know something happens, you know, I just don't want to talk right then and there. Hey, I'm not mad. It's just like let me decompress.
Exactly.
You know, like I sat down there, you know, worked 8 hours, you worked 8 hours. You know, I asked a question about what you want to eat, then we have to have this whole. Like, no, like, they just, you know, how was your day? Just patience. I guess the third one, know how to cook.
Hey, that should have been
that's
number
a
one.
good one.
That should have been number one.
Look, man, I'm actually, I guess I'm like one of the rare guys that, you know, like, I actually took home ec. In like in 8th grade,
too.
Yeah, I just
grade,
did that.
that was
That's
cool,
what all the
bro.
girls was. That's
Hey,
all
look,
the
I did
girls
in 8th
like.
grade and 12th grade. Hey, learned a lot of handy stuff, man.
But it's stuff that's, you know, it's
But
necessary.
it's
was
important,
beneficial
yeah.
for
You
you
know,
in
like
your
you know,
life.
like being, you know, like a single guy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Sometimes, you know, when you have your button up, you know, like your button come off, you're gonna have to sew it back on. You know,
Exactly.
hey, look, shout out
to
to
home ec.
the home ec, man.
But shout out to my mama because she told me, she's like, boy, you might not get a wife right off, so you need to learn how to do A, B, C, and D.
Exactly.
So I'm straight.
Shout out to the southern country moms out
Yeah,
there.
Southern country, mom.
Shout out to the country people out there.
Y'all,
I'm not
y'all
country,
the
I'm
goats,
sorry.
y'all the MVPs.
The city people, we still love y'all, but it's all about the country.
I'm not country, but I mean, I'm handy enough. You know, I can take care of myself.
All right, D, give me your 3. Give me your 3.
Alright, my 3. Let's see. Pretty much, one of the first expectation is, I would say, is I expect a woman to have self-confidence. You know what I mean?
Important.
That's something that you have to wear, you know, in uniform when you with a type of guy like me. You know, that's what I expect, and just believe that I'm gonna deliver that as well. But I'm gonna expect that out of you. You know. So, but self-confidence, because that's just so beautiful to me, especially nowadays, you know, with exposure of everything that happened to countless of females and women around the world. You know, it's time for us men to take the initiative to, you know, do better for our queens.
Agreed,
You know what I
agreed.
mean? For our kingdom, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna say that it starts with us first, you know, and then secondly, you know, it's up to the woman to carry it out thus far, because a man can only respect what a woman is. You know? If you don't bring nothing to the table to respect, then a guy probably not gonna respect you. If you have self-confidence and you carry yourself to a certain light and you love yourself, then it's gonna be exposed and you're not gonna have to say anything. All right. So secondly, I'll move along and say the willingness to learn. You know what I mean?
Don't be a know-it-all.
Oh, and that's pretty tough now. I mean, that's a tough struggle for me that I've learned and still learning to master. But I think everybody kind of struggle
From
with
the country, man, you know, we can push everything because we
willing to
ain't
learn.
got it
I
out the
mean,
mud.
when you think you know everything, or when you used to doing some things, and you just you don't need nobody to tell you anything because you know.
Exactly.
But that's a part of growth or maturity, you know, being able to learn. You know, no matter how old we are, you should never get too old to learn. You know what I mean?
Life's constantly changing.
So, especially in a relationship with learning someone and getting to know someone, that moves on to my third one. You have to be honest, but I'm gonna tie it back to being willing to learn. You know, you have to first be willing to learn to move on to grow. If you're not willing, then you can't go anywhere. You're gonna stay in that same position. So that's my 3.
That's your 3. Okay, I'm gonna dive
So
into mine.
last but not least, Mr. John. what would you say? Your
Man,
three.
they
top
still
songs?
popping firecrackers.
Man.
It is after the 4th
Don't
of
worry
July.
about it. Don't worry
But
about it.
it's good.
I saw y'all jump through the cameras. So don't be
Don't be
alone.
scared.
It's just firecrackers.
I'm scared.
Fireworks.
But yeah, let's get into it. Let me see my three expectations when it comes down to relationship. I was gonna say reality. Honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty is like key
Key.
because
Major key.
major key alert.
Major key alert.
So yeah, honesty is like one of the most important things because pretty much I don't expect perfection. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has a past. So I don't expect you to be like, okay, you're this person that's basically unblemished, untouched. Like I don't expect it. So just be honest with me, like because I'm accepting. Like I'm not perfect. Like
Right.
I got my skeletons in the closet. I got my baggage. But when it comes down to it, I'm gonna put it at the forefront. So like, hey, this is what's going on.
Expose
this is
it. Be
what
upfront.
like basically this is me. This is who I am. Can you accept this? If you can't, I understand. No love lost.
Right.
Cool.
And that save a lot of time right there, John.
whole lot of time.
That save a lot of time, man.
Whole lot of time. Again, nobody likes the time
It's
wasted, especially
understood.
not me. So don't let me basically get into this relationship and 5 months down the line, I find out that you got depression or like, I mean, and like depression, of course, that's something important. But like, just be honest about that.
Yeah. You have to be upfront. You have to be honest.
Like, everybody, like I said, everybody got they ills, they downfalls. Like nobody's perfect. So that's my first thing, honestly. Second thing is being understanding. And able to listen, like understanding and able to listen. That's a big thing for me. Again, nobody knows it all. But when you get into the situation where everybody knows it all, nobody's willing to listen to the other person.
That's a constant battle.
That's a constant tug of war.
Cats and dogs, right there.
Exactly. You're not gonna get far in a relationship because pretty much I'm over here saying, hey, I need this or such and such or this is going on and this bothers me and this is going on.
And somebody else screaming and
somebody
yelling
else
higher,
screaming and yelling,
louder than you are.
That's why, like, I like relationships. I hate yelling. Like let's have a conversation.
Calm,
We're
sure.
adults.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
talk. Like, I understand your emotions high. Females are emotional creatures.
Look,
They have
look.
emotions too.
Look, take some time away. If you need to go take a breather, go take a breather. If it's 5 minutes or an hour, whatever it takes, to take a breather, get back to where you can talk about it and
always come
address
back
the
to the
situation.
next day. Like basically,
Yeah.
I basically tried to present this in previous relationships and it backfired because they wanted to speak on it right then and there. I'm like, hey, I'm upset. You're upset. We're not gonna get anything accomplished.
All right.
Take your phone. Go write everything down that you want to in a note.
That's a good one.
Then come back, read over it because a lot of times what you feeling right now, you might not feel tomorrow. And you was like, you know what, that was stupid. So basically, take the time, write that down, and then let's come back to it at another day after we basically calm down. We're able to actually have a decent conversation
Exactly.
where we can get through with each other.
All right.
When you do that, it'd be a whole lot more effective
Yeah.
compared to let's have a screen match. And I'm not listening to you, you're not listening to me.
There's much more clarity in that, in actually, getting to the bottom of the
Exactly.
situation versus leaving it open, and actually potentially carrying that over, like AT&T used to do rollover minutes. You carry that over, rollover.
Exactly.
You rolling that over to the next. Now you mad because I didn't close the top to the
unresolved issues,
Like, what?
man. Unresolved. You gotta resolve something, man.
The toilet seat down though. That's all I
Oh,
know.
the toilet seat. Oh, did I go there?
I know, right? This is
That's all I know.
sensitive topic. My last one is self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Self-esteem, self-confidence.
Big.
No, I'm gonna take that back. I'm going to say presentation. Presentation is important. I'm involved in the church. I go to a lot of high-profile events and stuff. I mean, I understand of you being yourself, but still be able to be presentable.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I can't be taking you
To carry
somewhere.
yourself in a like
Yeah,
manner.
to carry yourself in an
yeah.
appropriate manner. Like, I
Exactly.
can't be taking you nowhere and you got like green hair, red hair, have some sense of dignity, So I mean, everybody got they little wild side. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a time and a place for everything. So So I would say those are my 3 expectations when it comes down to relationships and, you know, what I expect. So, we talked about realistic expectations. What's an unrealistic expectation y'all got?
Oh, honesty. There's nobody in the world that's completely honest.
So you said everybody tells those little white lies.
Little white lies, big white lies, medium white lies, lies. Lies,
lies, and more lies.
I mean, like, let's be honest, man.
Okay, so what you mean by everybody tell lies?
I mean, everybody lies.
My brother John, man,
I try to be.
man.
I mean, it's different between trying to be as honest as possible and being like honest as possible. Trying to be is like you attempting, but you know you still kind of have like your little. But just being completely honest, it's just like every time, boom, boom, boom.
I understand what you're trying to say.
But
I'm a blunt person, so like I just try to say what I feel. But when it comes down to certain people, you kind of dress it up.
I guess that's what I was trying to get to. Like, is there such thing as being too honest? You know, and that's why I say it's unrealistic because you know, certain people can only have a certain amount of honesty at a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
I mean, you try to be as honest as possible, but at the end of the day, you kind of also gotta watch how you present it and how you say it to that person.
That's very true, because as they say, the truth hurts.
The truth hurts.
The facts, the real hard facts hurt.
You might actually be bluntly honest to a person that has self-esteem issues. How you think that's gonna be taken?
Hey, I mean, I get it. Me personally.
But that also it gets you to think about who is. Never mind. You can carry it away. I'm gonna come back to that. I feel like I was gonna get too deep into that. Let's stay on this topic, cause I feel like I'm shifting the gear now. So I'm gonna digress, and I'm gonna send it back to you.
I mean, that was just like that was just my unrealistic expectation was honesty, man. Like I just don't see it happening. I mean, everybody got a path. I mean, some people want to keep it back there. Some people, you know, not ashamed of it.
What J. Cole say, D? Every saint got a past, every sinner got a future.
Every sinner had a future.
What up, yeah.
Exactly. Hey, I believe in it too, but I mean, at the end of the day, I just don't expect anybody to be like completely honest.
And that's sad, honest, but it's true.
Honest, yes, but completely honest, nah.
I mean, fellas, I actually believe that I mean, that's not definitely going to happen in the first initial meets, you know. But as you get to know someone, you know, I can put it like this. I have male boys, you know, associates that call homeboys, you know, that are friends with me now. But at first, you know, we was hanging out, you know. I was unsure.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, how people walk and talk. I was like, I don't know if that's meshing with my vibe, my energy, you know. But then, you know, as I got to know each other more, you know, we started doing projects, you know, outreach projects, social events together, you know, then it made me, you know, understand him more. You know, and once we got to the point of understanding each other, then we were more acceptable to each other. So then you can talk about those things.
Exactly.
You know, that may be difficult to talk about.
That was the foundation that we talked about earlier. You gotta be that foundation.
True. Right. You know, so just to piggyback off that, you know, back with the depression thing, you know, I guess if you didn't do your homework, you can make the mistake and, you know, offend someone, you know. True. You know, but if you did, you should be
but I mean, like,
respectful.
True.
And, you know, try to not intentionally, you know, step on a person's heart.
I can
you know what I mean?
Like this. Like me and you, we both got like backgrounds in mental health, so we're kind of able to see those things. But just think about the person that doesn't have the background in it. They're unable to see those things, so they might do it unintentional, like, you know.
Yeah, without even knowing they're doing something. But keep in mind, you have to know yourself and love yourself, and know exactly what you don't like and what you do like, because you can be manipulated in situations like that.
You can be very manipulated.
All because you're not used to this certain type of situation, you know. So,
uncharted territory.
Be advised. Love yourself, baby.
Rule number 1. Hey, stop what you're doing right now. Go follow our Instagram page, Unspoken Conversations. Again, that page is Unspoken Conversations on Instagram. It only takes 2 seconds. But anyway, back to the video.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back, world. Welcome back to the Unspoken Conversation by the Three Kings.
3 Kings.
3 amigos, you know.
I'm just gonna be quite honest. Somebody, I'm not gonna point any elbows in here or say any names, but somebody forgot to transfer the money to the business card.
Oh.
And we
My
actually
bad.
got shut off. We had to pay some bills.
Yeah, you had to pay some bills.
Okay.
But we back.
But anyway,
We back. We back.
Moving along. Where were we?
Well, we was talking about honesty, you know. Hey, so my big unrealistic trait or thing that I see in a relationship, expectation is honesty. I just don't see anybody being completely honest in a relationship ever.
Completely. What do you mean by complete?
I mean,
is it 100% or is it 99, 95? What do you mean completely?
I mean, completely. I mean, y'all
100%?
say, 100%.
Okay,
Y'all
100%.
saying honesty is a huge thing that y'all look for in a relationship. Is a huge expectation in a relationship. I mean, like how
You know
how
what, brother?
honest is too honest?
You know what, brother? I don't think we can be 100% honest in a relationship.
I mean, I know that.
It's impossible.
I mean, I know that.
It's impossible.
So I guess since I know it, so I guess the question is, what percentage of honesty do y'all expect? Or do y'all, and on the flip side, how much do y'all give?
I try to be.
Let's see.
I try to be
at least
completely
90.
honest.
So
I would say I give you
90.
95% honesty. The other 5%, I just feel like some stuff just ain't your business.
Exactly.
Dang, so I mean,
I told you I'm blunt. I'm straight to the point.
Straight up.
I shoot straight from the hip.
I mean, I get what you're saying, bro. Yeah, I'll say about 95, you know, because although honestly, you know, honesty is very important.
Honesty is very important.
No one is going to be 100% honest. Okay, check this out. Okay, all right. You want to be smart, huh? You want to be smart, Daryl? How about this, brother
I'm
Daryl?
just saying, hey.
Brother
You
Daryl.
just so happen to fall into this woman, the love of your life. Y'all been going together for about 5 years now. I'm talking about y'all in the game. Strong.
And we ain't mad.
I don't know why y'all in there.
I feel
That's
like
up to you.
If it's over a year, nigga, I gotta put a ring
Over a
on it.
year, damn.
Don't get yourself in trouble. Now, but anyway, he's his queen, right?
Queen.
And she just so happened to be eating 1 too many Debbie cakes and that dress that she needs to fit in for that anniversary outing that y'all was going to.
A little bit
Ain't
too
really
slim.
sit right. You know, so when she asks you, baby,
Can you zip me up in the back?
and one of them
And it won't get it.
one of them button flowers.
And then pop one of the mirrors or something. What are you going to say?
Drum rolls, please.
That's my bad, baby. I was a little bit too rough on the button. You know,
And
baby,
he
don't
says
mind.
I'm
But hey, but look, I want this on record though. I
That's
never
honesty,
said
bro.
honesty. I never said
Honesty,
honesty was one of my
honesty,
was like my expectation. That was y'all. I never put honesty on my list.
Oh, I
I
forgot
did
to
say
add
that.
that.
I did.
Hey, like so, like
I'm sorry, I totally ignored that.
woo, yeah. So
So are you saying that in a relationship you will not be honest?
I would lie
How often will you lie?
as often as I need to.
You a lie?
I will.
Like Pluto, like Future said, lie too much.
Oh man, that color,
Something like
that color, I love it on you. What color? My nails should be. Hey,
I tell him I
whichever
don't
one.
care.
Yeah, right.
Whichever one you wanna pick.
Lie to my chick.
Like, man,
That's
okay.
okay.
I
But
would
see-
lie.
but see,
I would
instead
lie.
of
I
lying-
would lie. I would lie
You sound like
to
Pluto.
end. I would
Why
lie.
would you lie about that though? Like
I
all
would
you have
lie.
to do is tell her I don't care what color you get.
I mean,
Don't bother me. I'm not
see,
looking
but
at your
see,
nails
but
anyway.
then that's
See,
when you
see,
get
then
into
you gotta
that. You don't
start
care.
all over again.
Exactly. Then you don't care. You don't pay attention.
But when you lie, you know, lie is gonna come back and catch up with you. So
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
So pretty much, it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Not really.
I'd rather just be honest and just be like, I don't care.
What? No, I mean I ride it. I ride it.
Well,
I would ride it.
I guess I'm glad we're sitting at this place.
I would ride it till the wheels fall off. I love that color.
Because
This room color that you picked, great.
It's Cordero.
Yeah.
To my left is John. And I'm kind of in the middle of both of these.
I would sit down here. I would tell you what you want to hear.
Straight up flat. He gonna lie
I
to
would tell you what you want to hear.
you. Brother on the left.
You can be honest.
Yeah,
Be
he
blunt.
I would-
I don't care.
He
I
gonna
would
be
tell
blunt.
you.
He
I
gonna
would
tell
tell
like it
you
is and
what
be
you want to
straight
hear.
up with it. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm in between.
I would tell you what you want to hear. You look beautiful today. What else you want to hear?
I mean, art too.
What? They look beautiful today.
What,
Like,
man?
if they come up and
What?
like,
All day.
if they come up here and be like, okay, I got on these striped pants. Now you know these striped pants make you look like a doggone fool. I'm gonna tell you, you need to take them off.
I mean, I get them. I get those situations. You're right. I mean, well, see, I took honesty as flat right all 100% all the way through. Yeah. Okay. Now, I agree that some situations might be hit the gas. But I don't think all the situations you just supposed to be
Man,
just
it's pedal
flat
to the
out.
metal all the time, bro.
Pedal to the metal,
Pedal
bro.
to the metal.
I mean, there's something that they gonna have to love. Hey, look,
Need
They
for
gotta
speed.
accept it.
look, that's acceptance of the relationship.
boy.
We've been together this long.
Talk about
look, you
speed date. Need for speed.
Light speed.
Man.
I've learned. I mean, I just feel like you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. So I'd rather just be honest rather than basically telling this lie. And then she come back. Remember, you said, "What's my favorite color nails that you said I had?" And you like, what?
You don't
Now you
call
gotta
it
lie,
love.
and you ain't got caught up.
But that's if you have bad memory. Like
I
that,
got a bad memory. I
see,
don't
exactly.
remember dates.
That's
I don't
your
remember that
fault.
stuff.
See, that's
Now I
your
remember
fault.
credit card numbers, but I won't remember birthday.
What, man? That's your fault, man. I ride with it, man. I will ride with it. Oh, you talking about that color that you had to wear because we had to go to that party for your friend? Yeah, I like that color. Yeah, I like that color. The color that you wore at this picture. Because I never met a female that don't take pictures. You can find that picture.
Oh, I find
You can find that picture
I
if
have
you
a
want
lot
to.
of
You can
females that
tell.
don't take pictures.
You can find that picture and find that color.
I can agree with that one. Those that
You
not
don't
take.
take a lot of pictures.
What? I never met one that didn't like
Catch him.
that.
Houdini.
That
You won't catch him.
I usually kind of shy away from the ones that's always posting their life on social media because I feel
Why
like
so?
because I feel like as far as like a relationship, everything shouldn't be for the world. Basically, I want
I
to
agree.
people. I approach a relationship like, and it's backfired plenty of times because it's like, are you trying to hide me from the world? You trying to do this? You trying to do this? No, I just believe in privacy because basically there's gonna be somebody. Everybody got haters. So somebody's gonna be like, oh, I don't like that. She with him. I wanted to date him. So pretty much they see you in a relationship. Then they go basically sliding the DMs. Yeah, he was texting me such and such, and you know you're not doing it. But of course, a lot of girls are gullible and they're gonna believe it. Now they side on you the whole time. So now I'm the type. I just want to be like this. Oh, dang, John engaged. I didn't even know he was in a relationship.
Right.
Shock the world. Drops
get
mic.
Exactly. When you don't have other people in your situation, it kind of eliminates the toxic energy, the negative vibe.
True.
You know? Because y'all focus on each other and not the world and what they think.
Comparison kills.
Exactly. So I can agree with that. You know, leaving, not exposing everything about your relationship. You know, it's okay to let people know that you are in a relationship, but you know, you don't got to post it every day, every outing, every sitting. You know.
They rubbing my feet. Don't nobody want to see your crusty feet.
Man, that don't make them happy though, man. Hey,
I mean, I understand that.
hey,
But you can keep that in your phone. Don't nobody want to see your feet.
man, look, let them be happy, man.
They can be happy in private.
Exactly. On their own time.
Man.
Do y'all post when y'all getting it on?
Hey, if I do it on
They
porn,
probably don't want to. Nobody want to see that minute.
hey, I can see that happening in the future.
Post
Look.
everything. Like.
Hey, look at the price right. I do it. Hey, I'm here.
But yeah, so I'm gonna dive into one of my unrealistic expectations. This is a tough one.
Dun, 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 dun.
I expect how can I say this? I expect a woman to be conservative. All women aren't conservative, but I expect it. Again, I'm not a fan of all the nails, all the weave.
Yeah.
Like all the makeup. It shouldn't take you 2 hours to get ready for. We just going up the street to the store. Like all that extra stuff.
Now hold on, ladies. Disclaimer now. We do know that some
we
women
yeah,
have to wear weave and makeup to make it more suitable for you to go on your day to day. But we just speaking on the everyday.
Yeah, the everyday. It don't take that all the time. Like I appreciate it. Like, hey, don't get me wrong, I appreciate it. I love you, beautiful queens, but all the time it's not necessary.
Yeah,
we
you
just
gotta
going to
be able
Walmart.
to be comfortable in your skin.
Throw on your hat, throw on your tights, throw on your shirt. You can throw on my shirt. Let's go get what we gotta get.
That's actually hard for women.
It is.
It's completely hard and it's unrealistic, which is why it's on your list. Good job, hey, because I don't see it happen. I waited probably like 30 minutes just to make a Walmart trip for a chick before because she had to get ready to go to Walmart. And y'all know how close. Y'all know how close I stay to Walmart. Literally,
like you can walk
2 left turns, and I'm right here at Walmart, bro. It took 30 minutes. You never know who you gonna bump into the stuff. I get it, I do.
I don't care. Accept me as I am, or have nothing at all. Who said that? Who take me as I am? Who's that? Keisha Cole? Somebody.
Like we look it up later one day.
Was that at all? Take me. I was one of them. It was her, Shanti, one of them.
No, I don't think that.
Nah, I don't think so.
we all wrong. Y'all gonna have to comment and tell us.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah, somebody please correct me. I will mix up songs. It might have been Janae Aiko. I don't.
I think it's really before that. Oh, Mary J.
Oh,
Mary J. Unless we thinking about 2 different songs.
Yeah, I think we might be talking about.
And we're gonna have to play that song.
Yeah, we gotta play that. Shout out to whoever made that song.
Hey.
Y'all need to come out with a remake because it needs to be prevalent in 2020.
Oh, 2020. 2020 been tricky.
So yeah. So D, what's an unrealistic expectation that you have, bro?
An unrealistic expectation for a woman to just learn to zip those lips sometime and just give your man that peace of mind. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, us as men, we have to embody, we have to endure, we have to be able to learn how to communicate and talk and listen. But all the time, like all the time.
And that is why it is an unrealistic expectation.
I mean, I understand it's unrealistic, but like me personally, I don't want a woman that I could just manipulate and push over. I want one that's to go challenge me. Because I feel like if you challenging me, you're basically pushing me to become a better me. And I'm doing the same thing for you. But if you just basically dissecting everything I say and do, what you expect? I'm not even gonna be attracted to you because now like you're presenting yourself in such a manner that it's like, okay, that's unattractive. Like, you know, I'm good. I'm gonna put my shirt back on. I'll holler at you later. Cause I ain't got that. I like peace.
Before you leave, I'm gonna need my shirt back.
Oh man. Oh man.
So yeah, that's definitely unrealistic, man. Because I don't think this is gonna happen, especially not with just women, but you know our beautiful black queens. Y'all just gotta hush it sometimes. You know,
just take a second.
Just take a second. Just think about what you're saying. Even if you're not listening, you ain't even gotta respond.
Just breathe.
You're like, okay, babe. Again, white lie.
Unrealistic expectation. Boy, y'all hit that. Man, y'all hit that one on the head, boy. Look. At least mine is like okay, but what? What?
Man,
zip it? A little
zip
bit?
it. Yeah, zip it.
What?
Zip it.
What?
Zip it. You got a problem, holla at me.
Man. Y'all funny to me, boy.
Man,
I don't agree,
crazy,
me.
Bro. It is crazy. So yeah, it's definitely unrealistic expectations. But I mean, let's switch it around. Now, what about the unrealistic expectations for the educated black man?
Oh man.
You sure we want to talk about this?
I want to talk about it. Like, you know, when it comes down to, you know, we work. Like, you know, everybody isn't educated. Everybody doesn't work. So a lot of times, it seems like in those relationships, these relationships that we do get, the woman expects us to basically be under them all day. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. I got a job. I got to work. Like, I understand you want to spend time, but it's unrealistic.
Yeah. Well,
interesting. I guess that's one of them things that you have to get established at the beginning of a relationship. You know, like, cause I guess what I've learned, like dating just in general, is like when you do something the first time, it's kind of like expected. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why I get
like,
the minimum.
like. So, for example, like you
20.
counsel, well, you necessarily didn't counsel, but you.
That's 2 for 22 now. You ain't getting the minimum.
The bare minimum?
Bare minimum. Matter of fact, we doing free dates.
Oh,
until
man.
you establish yourself as a solidified person in my life.
So she got to prove herself worthy.
She got to prove herself worthy before she even get my time or money. I give you my time, but before you get my money, you got to prove yourself. That's why I'm not, and this is going against another topic. That's why I'm not all for like dating. I understand you need to get to know people, but I'm not gonna spend my money on you and you basically going out with John, and yeah, you might be going out with Jane too in the next couple nights. So pretty much, it's not like you're actually trying to get to know me, right? Because you basically getting to know all these people. So now it feels like you just out here for like a good time, like, you know. So you have to solidify yourself with me. So I mean,
you gotta prove yourself worthy.
And I mean, and I think this just comes from being educated and understanding a lot of stuff, but. I mean, I don't understand where they come from with this expectation. Like, no, I just met you last night in Walmart. We can go walk the levee. We can go do something that's free. Exactly. Y'all quiet on me now. What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
No, you speaking alone.
Y'all like spending money? Hey. Let me draw my cash app so y'all can just throw it over here.
It's like one of them things that's understood. Like I said, I dated a couple of chicks that, you know, I did pay for a date, like the first date. Then it was a couple of chicks, you know, hey, we went Dutch just to see how it went. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I don't know where it's going, so, you know, like first date, you know, you pay for your ticket, I pay for my ticket, and you know, like we just gonna hang out, talk, and if we like each other, you know, we just gonna go like, from there.
And just to clarify myself, I don't mean like, hey, I won't pay for the first date. I will, but there has to be a process of actually getting to know each other and for you to be consistent. Like I said, solidifying yourself as a person that's actually interested. For I basically go out and live like, okay, let's go out and I'm going to spend my money on you.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better for the ladies.
So I had to clarify that.
Nice clean up.
A lot better, you know. I think they'll be more inclined to accept this.
Clean up hitter.
Yeah, I had to clean that one up, you know.
So yeah, I get what you're saying, you know. You have to earn. I mean, yeah, you don't want to be out here just doing for people that is not doing for you.
Exactly.
You know, why are you giving out energy?
It has to be reciprocated. You know?
It's 2020, man. We ain't got time for that.
2020, yeah, reciprocation.
So,
well, yeah,
I'm going to move on a little bit deeper, okay. You know, because
let's get deep.
I feel like, you know, the type of female that he explained, you know, what's a different caliber of female? You know, what about those females that want to match that excellence, that educational, you know, achievement, and from a black man to a educated black man to an educated black woman? You know, do y'all feel like that brings me to the issue of the money issue? You know,
that's
of course, if you're educated, you put you in another pedestal ballpark to have
tax
more
bracket.
money,
Yeah.
a different tax bracket.
That's a lot of ego.
That brings up the issue of, do y'all believe, do y'all have a problem, should I say, with a woman making more money than you?
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. That's basically been the case several times. Long as the woman isn't like egotistic or whatever you want to say. That's probably a new word, so go check that out. I'm coming out with my new dictionary coming out soon. But basically when it comes down to it, long as she's not pretty much throwing it in your face, I have no problem with that because basically I look at it as like, okay, I might be making $50,000 a year. You might be making 90. Cool, but at the same time, we're a partnership. Pretty much, it's not about the big head or nothing. It's pretty much basically okay. Let's get this done. We have a goal in mind. Basically, we'll probably equally contribute to whatever our goal is.
So, John, do you still wear the pants in that situation? With
Yeah,
her
you
making
do.
90 and you making 50?
You do.
Why?
Because I'm the man. But when it comes down to it, but again, that comes down to a woman. That's why I say it. Basically, you have women, and I've experienced women who basically make 3 or 4 times me. Mm-hmm. But when it comes down to it, they still treat me as the man. They allow me to basically do what I need to do. It's not even so stroking my ego, but it's just like, okay, you're the man. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do this. Cool, I understand that. I had no problem stepping up to the plate when it comes down to that. But still in that same sense, she knows, hey, I know I do need to make this, or this might be, out of his range, or this might be out of his thing. Cool, I'm not going to expect that. I just want the simple things to basically make me happy. As long as they're doing it and not basically going to the extreme, hey, if you go to the extreme, that's out of my tax bracket, you can move right along.
you got to be that type of caliber of person, caliber of man to be able to
accept it.
To let a woman, carry that burden. When society says that a man's supposed to carry that burden.
Oh man, I mean, me personally, I definitely don't mind, because at the end of the day, I'm all about. I don't mind, but nah, I definitely don't mind, because at the end of the day, the man role is to be a provider. So like whatever I'm bringing in, I'm pretty sure I can provide all the necessities, which is house, food, water.
Exactly. The other stuff?
House, food, water. I mean, you exactly. You have a job. I mean, you have extra money. You have extra money.
I'm doing what I gotta do.
I'm doing what I gotta do. I'm making sure you have a roof over your head. I'm making sure there's food here.
Lights on.
Lights on.
We ain't talking about that bag. That
like
bag,
all your necessities.
You get a bag, but if you want to get that bag, you go ahead.
Exactly. Like
money, your chips up, and go and get that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna get it for the anniversary, but then the other days,
Think about your everyday living. Like every day, every time you flip that switch, the lights come on.
It's cool. As long as we live with that all means, it's cool. You can get that. But some people, start living outside of that means, and that's where the problems start happening.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
And you can't keep up. Again, comparison kills. You gotta live your best life. You can't live the next life.
Living my best life.
I'm gonna put that on the shirt. Live your best life, not the next life. Hashtag. But again, like I would say this as far as when it comes down to that. Speaking on behalf of a lot of women, and correct me if I'm wrong, drop it in the comments or inbox me. But most women that still date men that basically make less than them, they don't have an issue with it. They don't mind the man being the man. A lot of times it's the man who's basically their egos is messed up, and then now they unsure of themselves, and they pretty much trying to overcompensate, or they basically display their negative emotion in an inappropriate manner.
Right.
When it comes down to this, because now they're unsure of themselves, and their egos is kind of flawed and played with. Like they're not accepting of it. Like, hey, okay, she makes more than me. I don't care. Like, we're partners. But, a lot of times, man, used to being, I'm breadwinner. You don't got to work. You got to live off me. I'm sorry. If you ain't working, we ain't dating.
I just feel like there's like an old societal norm, too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it was like, the man was the breadwinner, you know what I'm saying? Like, the man went to work, woman stayed home, took care of the house. The man just made the money, and, like, the woman just, like, paid all the bills. Boom. Like, he came home, food was done, lights was on, kids had clothes. Look, I just go to work. Look, I work 48 hours a week, whatever. You go the money I made.
You handle the bills.
Here you go. Have a good day, baby.
But speaking of that, and to touch on something that we talked about earlier, they kind of handicapped a lot of men too, because when the women left,
financially ruined.
They didn't know how to manage finances, let alone pay the bills and do all the things that was necessary. So it kind of handicapped men in that same sense. So again, that's why I feel like it has to be a partnership. Like, you still like, hey, I'm bringing it home, but I still need to,
be able to manage it. Right. Just in
Sad
case.
to say, fellas, that I think a lot of women are still stuck in that old society.
I mean, it's gonna
I
transform
mean, it
soon.
is.
Don't trip.
They're not converting to 50-50.
Shit, they gonna learn. Shit,
I'm
they gonna learn
gonna
soon.
say that norm of basically I'm gonna bring the money home and you handle it. It's basically the present day is what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. How many times have y'all heard that?
Oh man, I heard it all. Happy wife, happy life. Hey, well, if he got it, I got it.
I mean, I understand that one.
I understand
still.
it all. Like, it's mine. What's mine is mine.
What's yours is mine.
What's yours is mine.
But it's crazy. Like I just don't. We as a society have to break away from all of the things that's been passed on. No, yes, you still have to honor your past, but still you have to look. Life evolves. You can't basically still be in that same 1920 mindset in this 2020. Like,
right. I mean, gas back in the day was a quarter. Now that shit like what, 100?
I remember
like 100
gas
pennies?
was like 80 cents, man.
Right, now it's like $1.80 now, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, like your dollar don't hold as much weight as it did back in the day.
Exactly. Like I remember my mom saying you can go get like a RC, a big RC, like almost a liter, and a whole big honey bun for like 10 cents. Where you gonna get that from today?
No
You
way.
can't even get it for $1.
No way.
So as times change, expectations change, reality change.
Got to
life
be able to
change.
adapt, baby.
You have to be able to adapt. You must be very adaptive. And being able to adapt, I feel like it goes into social Darwinism as well. You know, this is survival of the fittest. If you're not able to adapt, what happens?
Right.
You fall behind. You die out. You become extinct. But again, so you have to be able to adapt. Like I understand men back in the day, women weren't provided the same opportunities as men. Women out here getting it these days, man.
Oh yeah,
Like they getting it.
for real.
They getting it. They making us look
No
bad.
lie.
Like,
Hey,
and it's a good
I
thing
must
because they
say-
could challenge us to be better.
I've been loving it.
I'm all for it. Like I love it as well, man. Because basically, I want somebody to challenge me. Like, okay, babe, yeah, I just got my message. You need to go get yours.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, back in the day, it was like, well, I got my degree. You know what I mean? I'm good. She ain't got nothing but a high school diploma and such and such. Now they're like, nah, we changing the narrative.
Right.
So
right.
so I love that, man. I love that
Yeah.
aspect.
Shout out to the queens out there.
Shout out to the beautiful queens. So again, this is Unspoken Conversations. I'm John,
This is D.
This is Darrow.
and we signing out, baby. Till next time, check out our next podcast coming soon. Peace.
Peace.